I'm tired. I'm a mess. It's almost 3 p.m. on a bank holiday and I haven't read a thing. So, let's just go. Hello and welcome back on my channel. On Manga Monday, I look at manga recommendations that other people on other channels have made and see if I like them and if they are a good recommendation for a beginner manga reader. Because today is such a day where I feel so weird and it's April and the weather's gone crazy. Right now the sun is out. I've been waiting for that all day. Now that I'm sitting down for filming, you come out. We had a hailstorm, we had snow, now we have sun. It is serious April weather and I am like, I need to sit down with a good read. And I've been putting off this manga for a while because it's a little bit bigger, simply because it's a little bit bigger. But I really wanted to get into this, and for this we have the recommendation from Brandon. So let's see why Brandon recommends this amazing manga that I wanted to read forever. So let's go.
The next manga that I have read, this whole series was an emotional journey for me, but I would still recommend it, is the Battle Royale series by Kashun Takami. But after I finished reading it, I was emotionally drained. It's one of the most brutal books I've ever read in my entire life. I think I read this when I was really young too, when I was 15 or something, 14. Let me just say, this is literally written before the Hunger Games, and a lot of people have compared it to the Hunger Games, and I don't know if they know this or not, but Battle Royale came first. There's this huge dispute with Suzanne Collins. She literally copied, Battle Royale, the story and everything, and she said that she never heard of the book and all that, but we're not here to talk about that. So this book series literally follows a group of high school kids placed on this island with bomb collars around their necks that will literally detonate if they try to fiddle with it, or if they're literally in this section that has been locked out after a day or two, on the island. It was just more emotional and so much better than the Hunger Games, in my opinion. You really go into the emotional depth that is the character dynamics, their story, their backgrounds, just overall humanity. It really explores that, and it really questions what would you actually do in that position, in that type of situation, and could you actually kill your best friend? It's just so brutal, honestly. If you guys are looking for something that is really action-packed, it's just so gory, but just really good, I would highly recommend the series. It does contain a ton of mature elements. It's probably one of the most mature mangas I've ever read in my entire life. So, caution.
Okay, cool. What a good summary and recommendation. This book has been recommended to me before by a dear friend of mine, and I'm so here for it. I love the topic of society being in a critical situation like this, where we just explore the humanity and how humans change in these extreme situations. So I'm all here for it. I'm feeling this today so bad, and yeah, let's just get into it and see where it leads us. Let's go. 4 hours later, and by this time it's snowing again, so that's happening. I'm giving it 4 out of 5 stars. I enjoy the story and I was in the right mood for this. I did enjoy the drawing style a lot. We have a very different and varying drawing style. We have this more detailed and dark drawing style, and then we have this more childlike and cutesy drawing style. Well, not really cutesy, but I hope you know what I mean. Then we have some of this drawing style, and then compared to that, again, the very much that looks a little bit more like we have a younger target audience. But yeah, this is very mature. We have very many mature topics and gore. Some of these images are very drastic in a way. I'm not the biggest person for gore, but I didn't mind it here because it fit the storyline, it fit the overall theme and everything. Why didn't I give it 5 out of 5 stars? I feel like I'm missing a little bit of the information about why this game is happening. It's pretty much a very, very similar story to the Hunger Games, as Brendan said, but I have no understanding as to why the government is so evil, and there's not even, I feel like, a hint. There was one dialogue which literally means 2 sentences saying something about this needs to be done from like the government perspective, but there's no attempt at explaining it at all. And even though you might not be able to understand evil decisions and evil characters, it kind of brings a certain perspective to the book if it is explained in some way, shape, or form. And it wasn't, and that's what I'm missing. Also, there's just too many characters for me in this short amount of time. I read this in an hour, and obviously it's not over. I don't even know how many episodes, like how many volumes does this have. But this is going quite far, I feel like, into the story. And I don't know, there's just so many characters that we meet in the first couple of pages, and it feels like we meet a new character every couple of pages, and then we get 2 pages explaining who the character is, and then we go back to people killing each other or interacting with each other. And I cannot follow all these characters because in theory there's 42, but we're not following 42 characters from the get-go, but we're following quite a bunch. And then we meet a person, we see a couple of pages from them, then this person's getting killed off, and we move on to the next people, and it's starting to be confusing. And while I am able to tell some apart, I'm not able to tell all of them apart, just because there's too many. But overall, it's a very enjoyable story, and if you are into these very, well, I wouldn't say very gory, but somewhat gory, violent, mature mangas, then I think that this is absolutely something for you. I mean, who doesn't know the Hunger Games? You will know if you will like this type of story, I guess. So yeah, it is a recommendation for the right type of reader. I think that as a beginner manga reader, this could be something for you if you do not mind having all these different characters, because the storyline is very approachable, because you will most likely know the storyline from the Hunger Games story, and there's nothing where you're like, ooh, I don't know what's going on because I'm not aware of Japanese culture or whatever, but you can get into this if this is the right type of vibe for you. So yeah, this is it for today. I hope you enjoyed my little Manga Monday for this week. Please go and check out the rest of the series. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so before. And please leave a comment if you have read this, if you're planning on reading this, how you like it, and just overall feedback. I would love that. And then I hope to see you again on my channel real soon. Until then, bye!
Just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving